Hello engineers, welcome to the Mechanical Training World channel. Today we are going to discuss an important practical topic called installation, operation, and maintenance of heat exchangers as per section 4E of the TEMA Standard. Let's begin the topic, guys. Let's start with clearance for dismantling, which is mentioned in E 2.1.1. Take a look at this figure. You can see the tube bundle being pulled out of the shell. Now here's the key point, is that this cannot happen unless sufficient space is provided during installation. This required space is called clearance for dismantling. It is the free length needed to completely remove the tube bundle for inspection, cleaning, or repair. Why is this so critical? Because heat exchangers need periodic maintenance. Tube leakage, fouling, or corrosion means the tube bundle must come out. If adequate clearance was not planned, maintenance becomes extremely difficult or sometimes impossible without dismantling nearby equipment. So always remember, clearance for dismantling is not optional. It must be planned at the installation stage itself. Once the heat exchanger is installed, there is no second chance. Next, let's talk about startup and shutdown operation, which was provided in E 3.2.1. During startup, the rule is simple but very important. The cooler liquid must be introduced first, followed by the hotter liquid. Even if the hot fluid flows on the tube side and the cold fluid on the shell side, cooling fluid always comes first. Why? Because introducing hot fluid into a dry or cold exchanger can create thermal shock, leading to tube expansion problems, tube-to-tube sheet leakage, and long-term mechanical damage. Now let's move to shutdown. During shutdown, the sequence is exactly the opposite. Stop the hot fluid first, then allow the cooler fluid to continue for some time. Finally, stop the cooling fluid. This prevents the heat exchanger from being exposed to high temperatures without coolant, which could otherwise damage tubes, gaskets, or even the shell. Now let's move to the another topic, bolt tightening procedure, which is often underestimated. Look at this bolt tightening pattern. You'll notice it's not sequential or circular. The critical idea here is uniform gasket compression. Tightening bolts one by one around the flange can cause uneven gasket load, flange distortion, and eventually leakage. So what is the recommended method? Start by tightening bolts in sets of 4 following a crisscross or star pattern. Gradually move outward. Finally, tighten the remaining bolts in the specified sequence. This method ensures balanced load distribution, proper gasket seating, and leak-free performance, regardless of the total number of bolts. Always remember, bolt tightening is not about force, it's about sequence and balance. If you've watched till here, I hope you enjoyed my video explanations. Now, continue this journey with us by smashing that subscribe button. Give this video some hype points, and if you can't find that option, just hit the like button as hard as possible to help grow our community. Remember, this channel is built for you guys. Let's grow together. Now let's talk about disassembly for inspection, cleaning of tubes. Inspection and tube maintenance involve disassembling the heat exchanger. Different types require specific approaches. For A, C, D, or N types, removing the left-hand side cover provides access for cleaning. For B type, complete disassembly of the bonnet, including the flange, is necessary. This includes disconnecting pipes connected to the bonnet before removal. For L, N, and P types, to access the tube sheet portion at the rear end, simply remove the cover. For types like S and T, start by removing the outer cover, followed by the floating cover to access the tube sheet area. Why TEMA defines these disassembly rules? TEMA ensures that tubes can be cleaned mechanically. Tube sheets can be inspected for corrosion or leakage. Maintenance downtime is predictable. Safe and standardized dismantling procedures are followed. This directly impacts reliability, maintenance planning, life cycle cost, and plant availability. So, the motto of this session is that good design brings the equipment to life, but good operation and maintenance keep it alive.